Cheeky little boomerang from Airfix in 1/72nd scale. Find out more right here on Gary's Stuff. Hello there, I'm Gary, welcome to my channel and welcome back if you've been here before. Today I'm looking at this, the Commonwealth CA-13 Boomerang single seat fighter in 1/72nd scale from Airfix, a vintage classics release. Now if you've been humming and hawing about whether or not to get one of these, want to know what's inside the box, this is very much the video for you. You might also want to see future videos which include a kind of historical context. We'll talk about the history of the boomerang and also any other kits that might be available of it. And of course, there'll be a build video when I show you how to put this particular kit together. How are you going to know when all these videos are released? It's quite simple. All you need to do, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel and hit that bell, and you'll get notified of all my future videos as they turn up. And of course, anything you see on my channel that you like, please give it the imperial thumbs up on the like button below, because every like counts. And if you'd like to support the channel in any more concrete ways, you can do that through super thanks, by becoming a channel member, or through any of my online partner programs. Enough of that. Let's have a look inside the box of the Commonwealth CA-13 Boomerang in 1/72nd scale from Airfix. So there we are, the Commonwealth Boomerang in its classic Roy Cross artwork. Beautiful, beautiful piece of art to go on the front of the kit, even now, let alone when it first came out. On the side here is a bit of information about the kit and about the aircraft. So the tools for this were made in 1965. That's an awful long time ago. A little bit about the boomerang itself here. There's more on the information sheet, as we'll see. Bit of detail about the size of the kit here. It's 107mm long, 152 span, 31 pieces altogether. There are two scheme options available with the markings that are provided, and there are colour paint callouts. They're the same colour callouts for both aircraft. Also on here, of course, is your Airfix Club Flying Hours token. Now, you can collect these as a member of the Airfix Club towards a free kit in the future, which is excellent. But if you're not a member of the club, or you are a member of the club and don't want to collect them, please do consider cutting these out and sending them to Models for Heroes. Link to that excellent charity is in the information box below. Let's have a look and see what we actually get inside the box of this kit. There's a kind of inevitability about it sometimes anyway. One plastic bag this time, with all the plastic inside, not on the usual square frames that we are so familiar with these days, and a bag in there also for the clear pieces. We'll have a look at those in a bit more detail in a little while. There's the instruction leaflet here. And then there's a decal sheet as well. Transfer sheet, decal sheet, whatever you call these things, transfers. So there's a sheet of those as well. Considerably more, I would say, than in the original kit. So let's have a look at all these pieces in a bit more detail. The whole of this kit essentially just comes on 4 frames. Let's have a look at them all. This first frame has half the fuselage. It has, I guess that's the tailplane and elevators, the engine, pilot, the engine cowling, seat, and the propeller. Now, as I was mentioning earlier, normally on, in fact always now on kits, you have an outer frame to the parts here, which protects everything inside, and in these ones you don't. So it is possible that if the box has been handled a bit roughly, that this propeller blade here most likely will get slightly bent, but you can very gently bend them back into place. I've done it on another kit, but do just be aware that that's a possibility with things like this. The second frame obviously is the other side of the fuselage and the other tailplane piece, undercarriage doors, gun barrels, and undercarriage, and this is a fuel tank, I believe. And then the two halves of the wings, they go together pretty straightforwardly eventually. What is interesting is that you do get a single piece for the base, so do just check when you take this off that the angles are pretty much similar. Otherwise, your dihedral will go very much awry. But they're very, very straightforward pieces. The transparent frame is very, very simple. There's just the windshield and canopy come as one piece. And then there are two smaller sort of rear windows. Very similar to on the P40, by the way. So it gives the pilot some rear view out of the sides like this. If you want to have this canopy sort of rolled back or innovate, you're going to have to get a razor saw to it to take them off. Maybe just leave it as it is. The instruction sheet, very modern Airfix. Look to it, uses all the modern typefaces and so on. 6 languages, information about the aircraft, fairly basic information about the aircraft. On the inside, the usual assembly instructions, basic instructions in many more languages, and the translation of what all the different icons mean. And then 1 page for actual instructions, 9 frames to set the whole thing together, which is pretty cool. Now, modern edition is this sheet, which shows all of the stencil placings. Now, these stencils would definitely not have been in the original kit, but they have been added to this reissue. There are 2 colour schemes provided for here. Originally, I believe they were probably both the same schemes and they just had alternative decals for them, but now we have 2 completely different schemes. First one's number 4 Squadron, the original box art aircraft from 1944. On the box art, as it notes here, originally this top of the tail was blue, whereas now people think that's just basically misinterpreting a black and white photograph. It should be the brown of the camouflage. I love this brown and green camouflage. That sort of more tropical look with the RAF Royal Australian Air Force earth brown, almost like chocolatey brown, and then the foliage green as well. Absolutely beautiful. Love that with that white tail. That's really lovely. That's my Anson I did as all over white, but with the camouflage tops. Beautiful. And Royal Australian Air Force sky blue underneath. That's a nice combination, I think. And you also have an aircraft of number 5 Squadron, Royal Australian Air Force. Very similar, except of course it doesn't have the white tail here. But both schemes, really, really nice. Really good. And then the decal sheet itself, looking all very smart and all very nice. The main well, in fact, pretty much the only difference between the 2 aircraft are the registration and the codes on the side. Other than that, everything else is the same. Royal Australian Air Force, especially the latter part of the war, of course, didn't have the red centre or red kangaroo even on the roundels, just this very lovely blue and white roundel, and the fin flashes in blue and white as well. And if we look at the stencils here, then there's a lot of them, a lot more than you'd never have got these stencils on the original aircraft. This is a 0.5 pencil. You can see these are comfortably less than 0.5 millimetre tall, this text, and pretty much most of it you can actually read when you look close enough. I can't get this camera to focus any closer than this, but the manufacturer markings here and everything, they are really nice. Yeah, they're going to look really cool. The good markings really lift the quality of a kit, I think. And these, they're not hugely colourful, but then they weren't. The blue looks very good. The black is crisp and sharp. There's no registration issues anywhere. Typical cartograph sheet, really. There we go then. 31 parts if you have the wheels down. Not a lot to go together, but it looks intriguing. It looks a really interesting little plane. So let's see how it goes together. Now remember, there's going to be another video on the history of the boomerang and the history of kits of the boomerang before we get to the meat of the thing, which is how to build this kit of the boomerang. How are you going to know when those videos come out? Of course, what you're going to do if you haven't done so yet is subscribe to the channel and hit that bell, and then you'll be notified of all my future videos as they are released. And if you like anything at all on my channel, please do remember, imperial thumbs up on the like button below, because every like counts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again very soon. Take care now.